consider it like a dirt bike. It's about 665 pounds. You can get in and get out of a lot of short places. All right, good morning, Brian, everybody. I'm Jeff Tensfeldt, and I live in Whispering Pines, North Carolina. It's in the Sandhills. And I chose a Highlander because the type of flying that I do is mostly pasture flying in North Carolina. We have a lot of open pastures. You can fly low around in the hills. Even if you have an engine out, you can always land where you're flying low. So the risk is pretty low, and it's a lot of fun flying. I like to take the Highlander out to fly-ins, so I'm able to cruise pretty well. At about 100 miles an hour, I've got the Rotax 912 engine, just a regular ULS, and I have a couple of other options that I have for my Highlander. And before I tell you about those, I just want to say that I did the Builder Assist program with Billy Payne at planefundaircraft.com. So Billy is a dealer for Just Aircraft, and he is in the far west part of North Carolina in Brasstown, and he helps builders make airplanes pretty quickly. We started ours in February of this year, and we're done in May. And then I started flying it after the inspection in June. So it's a great flying airplane. The options that I have are the extreme landing gear, and so
is that a factory option, the extreme?
It is a kit option.
Yeah.
So when you're ordering the kit, if you're talking with Billy or Chris or whoever you're getting your aircraft kit from, or Steve Henry, you can ask for just a standard Highlander, or you can have some options. In this case, the extreme gear is attached at 3 points here, and it's about 4 inches longer, and that accommodates the 26-inch airstreaks really well. And also on the landing, on the rear wheel, you can see I have just the regular Super STOL landing gear. And
yeah, I do see you got the big wheel going on here too, but you're using a different brand here, the Airstream. How are you liking those, and have you tried the Alaska bush wheel versus this, or
have not?
Any opinions on that?
So did a little bit of research and asked for the Airstreak 2, 26 inches in particular.
Is that still with a 6-inch rim then?
Yes, it is. Matco disc brakes, and it works just fine. Yeah, it's real nice.
And I see you got a pretty good size propeller on there. You going with the Duke?
Yeah, and
or Duck.
We're happy
Depends
with that.
on who you talk to, Duke or Duck, huh?
I guess it's Duke. And so talking with Billy about the propeller early on, I think he actually tries out some of the Duke propellers on all of his airplanes. And this was the Flash 3, and it's set for, it's ground adjustable. I have it set more for a climbing propeller, but it works just fine in cruise as well. It's very quiet compared to some of the other propellers. So for the avionics, I went with AvMap for the main pilot heads-up display, and I have the accompanying instrument with that is the AvMap NG box, and so that's handy because very simply it gives you RPM, coolant temperature, oil pressure, very quickly at a glance. Red, green, yellow, so that works well. MGL Avionics is my radio, and then all my navigation is fed Wi-Fi from a Avionics Echo into my tabloid. It's a 10-inch display screen, and so I get ADS-B in for weather and traffic. Yeah.
So,
well,
Jeff, I see you got a pretty unique, cool-looking helmet. You want to talk about the helmet for just a second?
Yeah, this is something that I saw. Did some research online from some of the Alaskan guys who fly, and it's like a search and rescue helmet. Maybe Backcountry Outfitters. I can't remember exactly the source, but you can get it online, and then just if you're using Bose headsets or any other headset, it comes with an adapter, and in a couple of minutes you could just take your Bose earmuffs off your regular headset and then just assemble it in here.
Hey, before we get too deep into this, let me thank our sponsors that make all of this possible. Great companies like Airworx, Airtech Coatings, ACME AERO, STOL Creek Aviation, Kitplane Parts. So take a moment after this video to say hello to all of them, and remember to check out the affiliate links in the description below. And remember, just build it. Let's get back to it. So I see another popular option, Jeff, on most of these planes is installing VGs, and I see you've chose that for your plane as well. You know, talk just for a second about the why or how it's performing.
Yeah, so we decided to go with VGs, or I decided to go with VGs on the leading edge, mainly for the slow flight, and I think it probably just enables a little bit slower flight, stabilized, coming in for low, steep approaches. And we also have the VGs on the underside of the horizontal stabilizer, and all of it works together mostly for the slow flight and landing, and so I'm glad to have those.
Okay. And what is it like to explain to people who's never stepped foot into one of these aircraft, what is it like to fly?
Oh boy, it's just a great feeling. It's not only the freedom, enjoying flying in this country, but the whole fellowship with other pilots and aviators is just exhilarating. Coming into fly-ins and meeting other people, challenging yourself to always be better with power control and aerodynamics, learning how to fly slow, controlled into short landing strips it's always a challenge, and it's so much fun.
And each aircraft, I don't care if it's the same or not, they all fly a little bit differently. So is there anything unique to this? And talk to me about the speeds that you fly at, both landing and climb out and cruise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so for climb out, I'm usually off the ground at around 45 miles an hour, and then I'll climb up at usually 57, 60 to get the max climb. Usually coming in from cruise into a descent and even the approach to landing, 60 miles an hour is fine. Then I can just slow up and then get as slow as probably 45 comfortably, and then do the final flare and land pretty short. So Highlander works well. It's a different aircraft than the Super STOL, which is a pretty rugged aircraft, which enables people to land in pretty rough conditions. It's a little bit draggier, requiring probably a little bit more horsepower, but I think the Highlander is a good mix of a light aircraft, powered just fine with 100 horsepower, and then you can get in and get out of a lot of short places.
What can people expect to pay for initially for the kit, and then to build it? And then also tell me, I understand that you built yours rather light, so how light did you build this one, Jeff?
Yeah, this one is in the concept of Billy Payne. He said it's consider it like a dirt bike. Don't add extra power in there, or extra weight in there if you can avoid it, because it flies better as a light aircraft. You're going to load it up with people and some equipment and all that, but if you keep it light, it's going to fly better. And so all of our thinking was just to keep it light. It's not decked out with carpet everywhere. It's just pretty simple, and It's a little breezy sometimes when the wind comes in, but it's it's a great aircraft.
Right.
Yep. It's about 665 pounds
That's
dry.
665.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I could.
And you got useful up to 1320 is your
Useful
this is
1320.
LSA, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So besides 2 people in and full tanks, 26 gallons, I can throw a couple of 100 pounds in the back if I need to for gear.
Okay. And what was the initial buy into the kit, and then what do you think somebody would have into it to complete, including using some builder assist?
Yeah. So the dealers are roughly the same, I would say. A kit probably would be, and I'm trying to remember, maybe 47K or something for the kit. The motor part of it and the firewall forward and cowling and all that might be around 29, and then you're going to pay probably, let's say, just rough it out, maybe 30K if you have a really good builder assist. So, for a really great airplane, a Highlander, on the order of 100K or a little bit more is your total cost, including everything.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for the tour today, Jeff. Looking forward to seeing you out at other fly-ins and
Yeah.
as you put more hours on this thing.
Yeah, great. It was great to meet you, Brian. You got a great channel.
Remember to like and subscribe. Also check out our sister channel at EAC Aviation Podcast on YouTube, which also can be found on Podbean, iTunes, and Google Play. I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.